So we're out here today, mid-July, checking in on the herbicide-free food plot. Looks kind of like a uncombed hair, or the comb over you see guys using when they're going a little bit bald. That's what it kind of looks like. But overall, it looks really, really good. Just stepping around out here, you can see the fall food plot. Cereal rye and wheat low, cereal rye high is a little taller. But then you see beans. I'm 5'11". You can see beans are kind of thigh high, hip high in places. Lots of deer browse out here, but you also see some black-eyed Susans. Well, shoot, there's bush. It's one of our native bush clovers. Overall, really, really happy with it. So, lots of deer browse. There's been a bunch of doves out here. I've jumped up as I've walked around looking at it. Very pleased with it. So here's the negatives. There's a lot more weed species out here. So we've got some mare's tail coming up. We have common ragweed, which I love, but can also come as a negative. Here's one of our native Lespedezas. But here's the big uh-oh, is one of our non-native Lespedezas, Cerisa. So here's the question. What do we do to control our noxious weeds? And my, I guess, idea is going to be as simple as pulling it. Because there's really not a lot of it out here. By the time it takes to get the tractor up here, and the herbicide is going to be way longer than me just walking around pulling the few scattered clumps of Cerisa. Now, the biggest reason why we have all these noxious weeds or weed species is because we have bare ground, because this is a new food plot last year. We're working to add more and more thatch on top of the surface to combat that, to keep it from growing. But I gotta say, some of the species that we would call weeds in traditional food plots, the deer are really browsing out here. Even mare's tail, which is kind of one of those big, I don't like seeing that, but the deer are still browsing on it. And we're seeing a lot of browse on the common ragweed, of course a lot of browse on the soybeans. But overall, super happy with it. It costs a lot less. There's a lot more pollinators out here on the flowers. And so it's one of those where it may not be what some of you guys are looking for, but for some of you guys that are really conscious on how much herbicide you're using, so far this looks pretty stinking good. Here's some of the clover, the annual clover. Oh my goodness. Let's see how. All right, I hope I got it. I got part of it. This is the Balanza, and you can see it matured. I've got all that there that'll probably reseed this fall. There's too much of it in there to pull it. You can see all over right there and right here. Overall, huge win. But now, I did do a strip when I was up here spraying some of our other food plots where Cerisa was a little bit more of a problem. Where we go here? Right here. So we sprayed late. We sprayed late June. Killed the Cerisa. Curled the mullein. Killed the black-eyed Susans. No difference in the beans. There's literally no difference in the bean height between what was sprayed in June. It's been a month now since we sprayed, and what was sprayed, or what hasn't been sprayed on the rest of the food plot. Literally no difference. Lots of questions still, lots of things to follow up, but really overall, I'm very pleased with it. We'll see if we continue to use it more in the future. Sprayed this area, unsprayed. browsed early. Growing, but while I'm here, you're what I want, so hold it. Look at this. Look at all the browse right here on the mare's tail. Here, 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 here. This whole thing's been browsed. The whole thing. Of course, there is browse on the beans. Browse on the beans and the mare's tail. Now, I want them browse on the beans. I don't want as much mare's tail, but at the same time, well, here's another spot. This whole thing's been browsed. That whole thing's been browsed. Even though it's one of those that we get plagued with and we think it's terrible, deer are still benefiting from it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. Basically, I'd rather pull the mare's tail than come in here and spray the entire field with herbicide and just to kill a few sprigs of mare's tail that's scattered around and a little bit of Sericea when I can just pull it, be done with it. And then I'll have to worry about dousing everything and still deer consuming it. So, super happy with the herbicide-free food plot, and man, it's to a point where we gotta ask, it's gonna go make pods. There's not enough deer in the area to come and completely consume this, knock on wood. We don't know what the rest of July and August have in store, but we'll probably still drill a fall food plot in here. That way we've got something growing 12 months out of the year, but overall, didn't get much better. I guess unless it was native prairie. That'd be the only way. There he is, Mr. Summer Tanager, singing his heart out.